Got it.
All right, got it. Got it. Alrighty, y'all. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love to you all. To ye all ye beautiful people out there on earth, Midgard, Asha. And we would like to welcome you, ye, to another Seven Hill Star Intuition Monday presentation. And as you can see in the thumbnail, we are going in on the new moon in Cancer, which is to occur in about a fortnight. Some would say, weeks. We like to say strongs, but about 14 to 15 days. So plenty of notice to prepare oneself for this new moon in Cancer. All right. And I am Yul Soy, Brother Shanali Mail, right? All is well. And bro, man, I always need the assistance, bro. Could you help me out? Could you help me out, please?
Yes,
What was that appellation, brother? What was it?
Hilarious.
Braveheart.
Let's get it, man.
And I am here with my bro, the living master, and he is.
Oh wow, you're too kind, man. Namaste, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey here in Morocco in northwest of Maxim. How are you? Let's get it, man. Let's knock it out. I know I'm trying to hurry up and edit on the fly, but bro, do your thing, man.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, I'll speak a little. So yeah, we're about to go in. Brother Hassan will be starting us off. And if this is the first time checking out Intuition Monday, for those that will join the live or those that will see this in times of manifest called the future, we do this every Monday. Me and Brother Hassan splits things up. He'll be doing 1 through 3, 7 through 9. I'll be doing 4 through 6, 10 through 12, closing us out. And we just rotate those every Monday. And we go in on topics and we give global testimonies as to what's going on in the world, to speak in layman's terms. And we do this, you can go check out all the Intuition Monday presentations. Make sure you also check out our Astro Weather Report we do every Wednesday. For the astrology and for the civics, check out Friday and Sunday. Friday is Impromptu Improv. Sunday is AstroCivics Sunday. So there's a balance there. There's a key balance to the astrology and the civics. And make sure you definitely check out the Sundays as we're doing our Holy Quran devotional countdown. Right? Started at chapter 48. Now we're just making our way back. And we started back at 1, right? Let's make our way back to chapter 1. So make sure you check those out, and really check out the whole YouTube. I mean, there's plenty to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty to watch. I mean, we could make Seven Hill Star YouTube into like a whole TV show, seasons upon seasons.
Yeah, we almost got like 3. We're very nearing. If is it now? Or maybe the next one will be like 360 videos that we've been able to bring to you all within the last 3, maybe under 4 sun cycles.
Yeah, it's already been that. I remember, bro, when ye had posted our 300 video, because I remember it was on the Intuition Monday. Man, it's already
yes.
Time be floating like those caprices. You know, you be going fast. Like, and be like, yo, you speeding, quote unquote. You like, nah, man, we just float, we just going. So
yeah, wow. Literally, man. Like, yeah, this because I looked at it, I was like, because I think it was maybe it was a couple of days ago. I was like 357. I was like, really? And I had the same thought you just expressed. I'm like, yo, I remember when we was talking about 300th episode or 300th live or whatever, or video, so to speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was just amazing to observe, man. So I'm just typing here in the tags, but I'm ready to get started whenever you are, bro. If there's any other announcements you would like to make to the people, feel free.
Check out Seven Hill Star. you already know what we do. There's a lot more, that's, it's kind of like an unsaid thing that we can do a lot more, but, check out the website, check out the YouTube, check out our socials. We have a lot of things to offer and assist the people with as we continue to assist ourselves first and foremost. We're not just saying do this, we're not doing that. We're actively in our Qurans, our studies, and doing the things necessary to continue to save ourselves so we can save our loved ones and assist and uplift and fallen humanity. So make sure one donates to help Seven Hills Star out and our, missionary work to uplift fallen humanity. We're not, trying to get gold chains, gold teeth, or hit strip clubs and, all those other lower self things. We're doing things to feed ourselves, get literature, invest in other things like promotion and other things so that we can, reach more of the people on all scale. As Prophet Noble Drew was a universal prophet. So as we be our duty, our charge, we must be universal and our duties and obligations as well. As we know, as we're at the hub of the universe, and that everyone collectively needs the truth and divine truth. And we can take it, whatever tribe, culture, country, city, religion, or whatever, we have all the tools and keys necessary in order that we can relay the message to anyone of any background, nationality, whatever one tries to put themselves as, but we know we're all one one race, one family. But for those that, can't grasp or comprehend that, we have the tools necessary that we can relay the message to anyone from any kind of way. So make sure one shares you with your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues, and all those other things, as Seven Hill Star or your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. The most known unknown, as our exalted Cyclops brother Corey likes to say. Right. So without further ado, so let me just get the screen share and here we go. Let me get that there. I'm gonna hit maximize. Then we're gonna come to play. And with that, I will yield the floor to my bro as he gets us going.
Are we not seeing Brother Sean? Let me see, man. Let me make sure I have spotlight. No, you are spotlight. I don't know why I'm not seeing. Okay, I see you now that you shared. It looked like for a while, just for some reason, only spotlighting me. I don't know why that was happening, but okay, it is what it is. I see you now in the corner.
Put your hands where my eyes can see.
You're hilarious, bro. All right, so taking a look here, of course. Okay, I have I'll have first 12 and 11, and obviously 7, 6, and 5, right? So new moon's taking place in the first house here. Looky, Astro Cookie. Is that really? It's just literally 15 minutes off of the ascendant. I find that very, very, very interesting. And moon definitely, that 13 is for sure. It's in the planet, it's in the sign that it rules. It's in mutual reception by exaltation with Jupiter. So that gives it 9 points so far. Then it's in its own triplicity. Looky, Astro Cookie, right? It's definitely in its own triplicity. By it being, a night chart, particularly because the sun is still below the horizon. So it'll be still considered a night chart. So we know the triplicity for water signs in this moment would be, if I'm saying this right, well, actually, because it would be Mars, Venus, right? It would be Mars, Venus, Moon, if I'm not mistaken, for the water signs for the night chart, because it's Venus, Mars, Moon, right? For the day chart for water signs. However, it's definitely in its own triplicity in that fashion, right? So it's done racked up, 12, and then it's in its own face. That's giving it 13. So it's very strong for the Gemini zone. Just wanted to point that out briefly. However, in continuing with what we're seeing here, I would just say that the energies that we're actually dealing with here in the Gemini zone, I would say that it would behoove us to, make sure we're very creative in defending ourselves, right? With this all taking place in the ninth lunar mansion. Ninth lunar mansion is about fortifying your gates, and it kind of has this energy of aggressively protecting and defending yourself, right? We do know 24 degrees Cancer is the degree pertaining to music, where 25 degrees Cancer is the cusp for the 10th lunar mansion, about maybe 25 degrees, 42 minutes to be exact-ish, right? However, with this being said, guys, when it comes to you being, keeping your eye on the prize, so to speak, making sure you're very fortunate in how you stand, as well as making sure your health is on point, it would behoove us to make sure that we do what is necessary in protecting, first and foremost, our hearts and subconscious mind. No matter what, allow no one to allow you to doubt yourself, so to speak. So with that being said, allow yourself to enjoy some music, right? Maybe you're someone who makes the music. And with that, I would also say, make sure it's nurturing and keep your security in check, right? Make sure you're secure. No need to be insecure here, all right? And with that, I yield the floor. Moving on to the Cancer zone. Oh, pardon me, Taurus zone, second house though. If I have first, second, and third, forgive me. Let me correct what I said earlier. First, second, and third, as Brother Sean actually did say earlier, seventh, eighth, and ninth. Forgive me. So we're going to the Taurus zone. That's what's going in reverse is the zones. So in the Taurus zone here, all right, and again, this is taking place 18th July 2023. All right, and now we're near, that looks like Bernie, Australia. All right, and taking place here in the second house, this is dealing with, the possessions that one's has and one's, material resources pertaining to the Taurus zones. Just, to a fortunate degree, as Brother Sean just, has there also as far as what's on the ascendant. And interestingly, we know Mercury is the ruler, all right, for the ascendant, while also at the same time knowing that this is a night chart. It's interesting, Mercury would be a triplicity ruler for this particular night chart, right? And we'll also look to Saturn and Jupiter also, particularly. So with that being said, I think it would behoove us to, really be prudent and probably go into some financial literacy for those of you that are near the Taurus, within the Taurus zone pertaining to the Earth. Financial literacy will be very great and good for you, because it'll allow you to be leaning towards caring for yourself in a very efficient fashion. And with that, I yield the floor. Moving on to the Aries zone, but the third house here is where we'll see the solar lunar conjunction, termed a new moon. All right. And here it is, going very earthy, right? Where, triplicity rulers are Venus, Moon, and Mars here. Venus ruling the ascendant here also, right? That's why I even stated that. However, she's there at 28 degrees. And she's in the fourth house. So with that ruling chart overall, it's just showing us the beauty and making sure we're taking serious, one, having their values. And it's interesting too. We see Brother Sean just put there self-made man. This could be where someone actually has to jump ship though, considering about where Venus is, right? At about 28 degrees, conjunct a fixed star called Al-Jabal, which deals with like violent and intemperate nature, right? Also pertaining to a military officer who may, commit mutiny. And mutiny is jumping ship. So here, people may receive or see communications, already within the Aries zone as someone who, holds some type of stature or some type of position among the people. And what will actually occur here is the people will have a means to kind of think within themselves, to be a lot stronger and look within themselves while honoring their spiritual leaders. However, at the same time, making sure that they're not losing sight pertaining to that no matter what position a man or a woman is in, they're still just your brother or sister, your mother or son. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, who's going to take you on into the Pisces zone in the 4th house. Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Islam, bro. Gratitude indeed.
Islam.
Right. As we're now at the Pisces zones, and we are near Kaligal, India, what's now called India. Some may call it Hindustan, and actually is a Sindhu. If I said that right, Sindhu.
Yeah, Sindhu, right?
Sindhu.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. And now we have this full moon in the 4th house. Mm-hmm. So Luna is definitely home. When you look at that essential dignity score, Luna is very strong. So for this full moon, for this new moon, the emotions will be high. The psychic abilities and the intuition will be high. Beings could also maybe be coming into a sense of surrender. So maybe rendering something now for old age security. That's another thing that Cancer also rules, and home as well. So maybe doing things to secure their home for now, but also for their older loved ones. And with this new moon being at the degree of music, and is also squaring the ascendant, so there could be some new music dropping, or beings could be looking to connect with their music on a deeper level. Maybe their favorite songs they didn't hear. They didn't understand it as well. And now they're re-listening to music or trying out new music and are hearing different instruments or different lyrics or even ad-libs in the background differently. Maybe they're even just tuning into the music of their own soul and spirit as well. The music within themselves. And with the ascendant being at 24 degrees, literature and travel, beings could be maybe getting an increase in shows, they would say, or events, maybe to take a trip or travel. Let's see, Mars is the chart ruler. Mars is in the 5th house in Virgo. So if traveling not coming now, maybe making plans, working through the details and executing and following through with those plans. And there's opportunity to really have a breakthrough for success. But the best thing would be to have a stable and sound plan and something that benefits humanity and not just oneself, as there's a chance or incline to get what is success, quote unquote, at any cost, right? And whether it could be one's own, disposition or goals or morals, I would say make sure that one's action is geared towards being in harmony with their principles or being in harmony with humanity, and rejecting things that are lower self, which is violence, shrewdness, everything opposite of the higher self. And with that lunar Jupiterian mutual reception by exaltation, trying to think what was 11 degrees Taurus. I'm gonna check that real quick.
So say which one about Taurus?
11 degrees Taurus. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Interesting.
Got it right here. Of course, experimental sciences.
Experimental sciences, Islam.
Yeah, experimental science. So yeah, maybe expanding one's inner nature with any like downloads they're receiving, or just experimenting with life. So maybe taking some things they've been learning and applying that to their home life, or even just their mindset. And with that, I'll yield the floor with that. And we'll be moving on next to the Aquarius zone. I think for that one, right? So the Aquarius zone here, as now Sun and Moon are in the 5th. Now, Sun is home, and now we can look to really find a value and securing ourselves via intuition with Luna, their intuition, emotional triggers, and also the family life. And Sun there, this is all about expressing one sense of creativity. So maybe making some changes in the home, or making plans or goals to bring something that will yield fruitful energies for for the older age or in due time. All right, when you think about Luna and Saturn, it's old age, things that take time. So building a structure for the future foundation that once laid properly and executed consistently will yield over and over for the rest of one's lifetime and for the generations to come after that. And we got now Jupiter also ruling that ascendant, right? And Jupiter's ruling that from the second house and also ruling over the 10th house here. So yeah, there's an expansion when it comes to the higher learning that one can apply those principles to themselves and now take those gems and surrender to love, to not only but love, but also just any kind of just joy. Getting through any unnecessary worry as well. And it's just a beautiful, harmonious time to really secure the things that's can really break one free of any like old family traditions or anything that's not bringing the security to that. Like I said, it all starts within the mind. So with Jupiter and Luna being in that mutual reception, there's a strong urge here to come to terms with what works and what doesn't work. So Jupiter being at a Aquarian degree, it's about uplifting mind and then taking that to the highways, the byways, the internet streets, the career, and taking what one learned and getting that wisdom and giving that wisdom and knowledge and understanding to others. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor. And moving along now to the Capricorn zone for this new moon, we are near Hurrion, what's now called Egypt, or Hakupta, for some that like to call that as well. All right. So now we have this sun and moon in the 6th house, in the house of health, and also daily routines and pets. At 24 degrees, I could see beings maybe getting a new dog, or they could be getting checkups. While they're getting their health checkups, they can also be looking to get their pets' health checked as well. Getting shots, checking their weight and those various things. For that matter, we've got Aquarius on the rise. We know that's ruled by Saturn, which is 6 degrees, 29 minutes retrograde in Pisces in the 1st. And we also have Uranus there. What looks like to be the 3rd house. So ruling over one's approach and one's communication. So there's a new opportunity to set goals and follow through with those, how one would like to communicate their sense of value. And also restricted things that's not bringing value to themselves, or things that are not, bringing the proper health, proper diet to them. So making a change for that. And once again, like I said, just yielding to love and doing things that, bring long-term security, right? And, not really looking to be so short-term. So I'm really seeing that even maybe the story of the tortoise and the hare could be coming up, right? If anyone, I'm pretty sure a lot of beings remember that, but, telling that to the children, The story of the tortoise and the hare is slow and steady. And also get your astrology as well, as this ascendant is at benevolence and the astrological area. So get your astrology so that one can, get the details of how they can move forward, or what they can really put their hard work and energy into that will yield results, instead of just going through cycles, really not knowing why or understanding why, and then throwing one's hands up in the air because they refuse to see the unseen, but base their life by the things that are seen. So breaking out of that hypocritical energy. And with that, I think I will yield the floor. And yeah, Jupiter and Luna, 3rd and 6th. All right. Yeah, there's gonna be like an increase maybe in social activities here. All right, maybe one's local community, maybe some events planning, or being invited to events, or maybe even just having more gatherings at their home, at their domus. This is all non-statutorily speaking.
Yes,
all right. And just yielding to love and opens one's heart to the unseen. And with that, I will yield the floor to the pro.
You're hilarious, bro. I was sitting here looking. It's different, astrological groups that we're part of. Okay, there it is. I just wanted to send them our live, as I do every cycle. All righty, guys, we're here in the Sagittarius zone for the new moon, and for this particular zone, it's taking place day prior, right? Because we were looking at the 18th for the other zones. This is the 17th. All righty, July 2023 for Moon Day. It's happening about 1900 hours, 31 minutes, and 50 seconds for that particular time zone. Tunisia. All righty. And it's in the 7th house where this is taking place. So when it comes to, your relatives and how you are, working with others. All righty. Interestingly, and again, looky, Astro Cookie, it's back to being conjunct the descendant, right? Like it was conjunct the ascendant, right? Because all we're doing is just really looking at the same chart just from different perspectives. Again, it's in the spirit pertaining to time never was when man was not, right? So it depends on like how you're observing the sky from your particular location on Midgard Earth plane, Asha. All right. So with that being said, what we can gather here is, really allow ourselves to be very efficient in making sure that we're allowing ourselves to see the importance in relationship health. There's a new beginning that can take place here also. Maybe someone is allowing themselves to move forward in a matrimonial obligation on this day or the day after, right? Maybe that's what's taking place here. Also, what I can see is a very important communication pertaining to said types of contracting. Very interestingly, too, to see all in the 7th house is correct me if I'm wrong. All the Cancer's triplicity rulers are all in the 7th house. All right, and we know when it comes to water, again, Venus, Mars, and Moon are the triplicity rulers. And to speak on that, I was just thinking, like, from this time that the new moon is taking place till about the full moon is taking place at about 9 degrees 15 minutes in Aquarius on the 1st August 2023. It's like, let's just say roughly that's less than 15 days because I, kind of looked ahead already. So like the full moon will be taking place about 14 days, 23 hours, and 50 seconds after this moment in time. From the East Coast perspective is what I was looking at generally. But however, we're going to, make sure this energy is applicable for all zones because, East Coast is under Virgo zone. However, just really looking at it overall, and Brother Sean will be going in on the Virgo zone shortly. Just to look at it, triplicity fashion, I just kind of see that with each energy, what's going to be taking place is the fact that, beings are going to be dealing with, some type of leadership or beings that are looked at a certain way, that being may, eventually jump ship or may no longer be available for that position. Maybe a resignation may take place. However, it will occur due to the fact that, there's got to be some relief. People need to feel that they can breathe. So it doesn't seem like people are going through a restriction in breathing. The spirit pertaining to how the world can be comfortable won't be asphyxiated, so to speak. There won't be an asphyxiation on the spirit pertaining to the beings, which will result absolutely in someone who is really qualified for the position to be able to think about the people, look out for the people and the resources for the people. They may not be well known, however, they'll be more than qualified because they spent their life studying about that particular topic. So what I can say here, ultimately, is going to be a communication that the people will receive within the Sagittarius zone and worldwide, globally speaking, that they will see a newness in how affairs are conducted around the planet. And with that, I yield the floor. I want to move on to the Scorpio zone now. Sun and Moon are in the 8th house where this is taking place. And what I can really say here, guys, is when it really comes to, your subconscious mind, when it comes to the values pertaining to the relationship, you can start anew, right? Those of you near the Scorpio zone for the 17th July 2023, near Portugal, right? So what you can find is a new way to allow yourself to share your resources, and in sharing those resources also maybe set something aside for the future for your little ones, whether it's your direct children and or grandchildren. Be not afraid to allow yourself to set this up for your loved ones, while at the same time, this is probably a bit of an experiment for you, so to speak. However, it will definitely help in the overall family affairs. As Brother Sean has just now put there too, we see the ascendant is at the cusp pertaining to the 21st, and the mansion is a critical degree. All righty. And so really allow yourself to be very wise in, the decisions that you're making pertaining to such. All righty. What I would also add to that, just be diligent. Be diligent in your affairs to make sure that what you're doing is making you feel worthwhile. All righty. You don't want to do something just because you think it'll just please other people. What you're doing is making sure you're kind of karmic. You're clearing a bit of karma. Maybe you felt like you were someone who wasn't thinking so forward at first. You were just thinking in the moment. So now you're thinking about others that are probably local to you, and including your loved ones. So it's not a bad time to possibly invest. All righty, with Brother Sean bringing up that 21st in the mansion, which electionally speaking is good for building, planning, making big purchases or investments. All righty, so do not shy away from that. And with that, I yield the floor as we move on to the Libra zone.
Libra zone.
Hey. All right, so looking at the Libra zone here, and this is for Kings Hill. All right. What is Kings Hill near?
French Polynesia.
Okay. So they would identify that as French Polynesia, even though, the longitude and latitude is the better designation. However, for those that need the corporate designations, right? Kings Hill, French Polynesia. All right. For the Libra zone, again, 17th July 2023 at 14:31:50. All right. So what we're actually seeing here is taking place in the 9th, right? And it's funny because from the Virgo zone, I thought it was in the 9th also. And Brother Sean will get into that next. So Sun's clearly in its joy here, while is in mutual reception by triplicity, of course, with Venus. We've been seeing that the whole time. Luna's still doing pretty great where it is actually. In this, being a daytime chart, of course, sector ruler for Sun and Moon, by them being in the 9th house with Cancer on the cusp. Sector ruler, of course, is Venus. And again, Venus is near a fixed star called Algebra. So, this may be the fat lady has sung. All right. Fat lady has sung for those that are probably in corrupt affairs and doing things in a corrupt fashion, and the people are really making sure that they're moving forward in giving a huge makeover to what's happening in foreign affairs pertaining to where they are, and particularly for this Libra zone. All righty. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, who goes into the Virgo zone. All righty. And the 10th house, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Islam, gratitude, broski. All right, so we're now going in on the 10th house for the Virgo zone, and we are near Chisholm, Kansas. All right, so right, immediately made me think of the Wizard of Oz, right? When Dorothy wanted to go home, but she never knew that she was always home. So this can also apply to beings in Northwest of Maxim, the North Gate, what is now called North America, thinking that they came across on slave ships and boats, that he has always been home, right? So one can laugh off the whitewash, quote unquote, whitewash history and lies that has been placed upon one to make one think they're foreign to their home.
Brain dirty.
Right, yeah. The brain dirty.
Yeah.
So you brainwash oneself of the brain dirty lies and conceptions, right? And we think of 10th house, right? We're thinking of long term, we're thinking of career and authority. So beings can really look forward to restructuring not only their subconscious, their thinking, but also how they express themselves and also see themselves. So once again, remember that beings in these positions don't get those positions without the people. Their power, quote unquote, derived from the people. So once the people wake up and choose to govern themselves, govern their homes, right? Because we're in the opposite of where Luna's home at. So this is a home away from home. This is governing oneself at home, also and away from home. And with Venus being the chart ruler, Venus is in the 11th house, and she's also about to go retrograde soon. I know it's 28 degrees in some minutes, not sure, but she's about to go retrograde. So one can really look to embrace love. And that's also a moon degree as well with that. So sun's ruling that from the 10th. So one could find some values in partaking in the beauties and the harmonies of life, and not being so caught in the material. So getting back to the unseen, and with the ascendant being at the exaltation of Saturn, one can really look to find justice. All right, and Saturn is in the 5th house. So one can find some justice in how they create or how they express themselves. And, maybe also restricting some things, such as drama, such as love affairs, quote unquote, that are, not harmonious to themselves or to those they're dealing with. And, yeah. And embracing some new on the internet. So, beings can find value in a community, as they would say, soul tribes, right? A family away from their family, a home away from home. Just finding value and expressing oneself and one's love, and coming in terms of how to love themselves really more. Because what the problem is beings are operating in out of fear. So able to release the fear and also the ignorance. And this could be coming by maybe comedy. So maybe finding ways to laugh or come up on the stage. So yeah, and that music degree by Cancer. We can maybe see some new form of music, or kind of like new comedy sketches, or even performance of some sort. But with that, I shall yield the floor for that as we move along to now the Leo zone. And when you're near Anchorage, Alaska. All right. So now we have Sun and Moon in the 11th house. And with that, yeah, it's also maybe starting like a new community. I'm getting, I've seen beings maybe overcoming some limiting beliefs or just hate they have towards the internet or beings that they see on the internet. And also able to establish kind of like a home name, right? Or a domus name. It's like kind of like how like Walmart is, or any really big, corporation or company that you think of. It's like where everyone knows them, right? So, kind of like establishing that via the internet, so where that rings in all of the homes. And Mercury is ruling the chart. Mercury is in the 12th. So there's a sense of like a new sense of spirituality. And not the stuff folks say on the internet, right? And all these different, crazy things to get you to either be confused or to sell you something. But really coming back into the nature of self, nature's law and nature's guide. So with that, with music, and that is a stage and feet, maybe even dancing too. Makes me think of ballet. Some of the beings are looking to me do ballet or get confident, coming on the stage, telling jokes, or looking to perform some music somewhere. There's various different things. So really just be open to experimenting, really expanding one's philosophy or wisdom with what they feel and able to deliver that to the people. All right. And I think on that note, I will yield the floor as we move into now the final one. I'm trying to think, where was that Skilly Island? I think that was give me 1 second. Let me look at that. Where's that at? Isles of Sicily. The Cancer Zone. Oh, I was looking at that Skilly Island. Since it didn't show where that was, but no worries on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, while you're looking that up, guys, remember, go to 7hillstar.com, sign up for our email list. Make sure you get your Mirror Astro Literacy session and your Mental Magician reports. Guys, you see also in the description is our respective cash apps. For I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, it's our Astrology Street, after what you call the dollar sign, right? And for Brother Sean's, it's 720 Astral Healing, alrighty, after the Caduceus symbol, or what you call the dollar sign, to make your donations for what it is that we do here freely to you all every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. However, you're getting that Mental Magician report. Make sure you order it from Brother Sean Wayne L. Even though all of us, I'm just going to say that we are all qualified. However, we're saying go to Brother Sean first for your for your Mental Magician report, and for your Mirror Astro Literacy session. It is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, that is conducting that for you. However, all of my brothers are qualified, right? I, Brother Sean Lee Mel, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, and Brother Corey Bay are qualified to do the Mental Magician reports and the Mirror Astro Literacy sessions. However, since we're here in front of your face, we're saying go to Brother Sean for the Mental Magician report and the Mirror Astro Literacy session. You can come to I. And with that, I yield the floor back to my beloved brother and our beloved brother, whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
And I got a correction too. So earlier, when you were doing the Libra zone for Kings Hill, that was the Virgin Islands. So the Skilly Island is
okay, not the French Polynesia. Got you. No worries, man. We're too cool to be embarrassed, but I'm glad we made the correction.
Indeed. So yeah, I was looking like, oh snap, that's the other one.
They might be like, no, they're wrong. Kings Hill is the Virgin Island. No.
Pardon me, man. I didn't mean to, man.
Bumbleclad boy, I don't know where Kings Hill is. So he started, yeah.
Kings Hill, no, but I didn't know, but now I know.
Wait, yeah, come now, boy. Come now, listen to the Yankee tell about where Kings Hill is. Let me start.
But they go in there and we should go ahead to get that mirror, as they would say, or that mental magician report. So, I guess we get my island accent known for the Skilly Island, right? We've got Sun and Moon and the 12th. In the 12th island, in the 12th house.
Where is Skilly Island, though? If you don't mind me asking, did you find
that was the French Polynesia.
Oh, Skilly Island is French Polynesia. Okay, cool. Do your thing.
So we had a mutual reception by correction with the Cancer and the Libra zone.
Yeah, hilarious.
For fixing that. So this 12th house and all right. It's at a Piscean degree. So there's a lot of endings coming, a lot of healings and closure. When it comes to starting something new. So, the question here is what's limiting oneself, or what are one's limiting beliefs? So coming that into maybe while meditation or in the enjoyment of their home, right? Let's see, we got the ascendant at comedy. So maybe even while laughing or, watching their favorite comedy show, they'll have some sense of, one of those aha moments. As some would like to say, and it's like, oh wow, I'm really laughing at that, but on a deeper nature, it's really hitting home, as they would say, right? With moon in Cancer, and also Sun there. So maybe also some solitude as well. So maybe receiving these insights, these Akashic records through solitude. So maybe sitting out in nature or traveling to their favorite water spot. With that, and Uranus and Jupiter is in the 9th. So being careful with one's studies, but also there can be a sense of victory when one taps into their higher education, or even being offered a chance to further one's education. So maybe able to go to a different university and study like various cultures, or just take an opportunity to go somewhere else and study, and moving away from what they're used to, the comfort zone, what they're norm to, and finding something different, and maybe even learning some new ethics while they're doing that as well. Sun's ruling the chart, Sun's in the 12th, so 12 from the rulership. Yeah, it's gonna be like a new sense of spirituality, within the home and the home away from home. So just enjoy these new gifts that are coming along, and be open to expansion and not restriction. And with that is it, y'all. So let me hit that stop share there. In words of Porky Pig, a bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks.
Islam, yeah. I'm just still sharing out to different groups on Facebook, guys. That's what we're doing here. I think this is the part where we ask you guys have any questions, comments, and/or suggestions. I'm gonna go and check the chat too to see who's there kicking it with us in the chat. I think earlier I had seen Brother Derek Blash Bay. I think I also saw Brother Seven. JLV. Oh no, that was Brother Dun L. Okay, it's Dun L. Islam to you, brother. JLV says greetings, everyone. 7 Judah Bilal Bay says Islam. Open 642 says greetings. Brother Al Noor, Latif L. Is the Halo City Young. He says Taurus in the what story? Well, it must have been something that you said, man.
Oh, the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, tortoise in the hair.
That's what I'm thinking. The tortoise in the hair.
Yeah, tortoise in the hair. Okay, cool. Halo City Young says Islam, peace and love to the Moors. JL says Islam, I love truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And JLV says Islam also, right? So with that being said, guys, this is the portion where we say thank you for joining us. All righty. Again, guys, 7healstar.com is what you would like to make sure you're subscribed to. Make sure when you receive it too, and just in case they throw our emails into the spam, go and check your spam and be like, no, stuff from 7 Heal Star is not spam. That's what you would have to definitely rectify and correct there, so they don't keep tossing it there in the spam section. And trying to think something else I also wanted to say too, pertaining to this particular new moon. I do know, like I said, you see that the new moons are happening after the full moon. All righty, we are seeing that. There's going to come a time where it's going to get back, to it, where the new moons are happening in the beginning of the solar transit of a sign, and the full moon's happening second. However, with this taking place and occurring, you might want to pay attention to, your gardening and how you're doing your gardening and things of that nature, since as you're looking for the moon to increase in light, like we know that from the 18th July from Eastern perspective, right? Eastern time zone. We're looking at the 18th, right? July, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that, right? About the 18th, right? Maybe 17th it was, July, 17th July. 2023 for the new moon, and the full moon is taking place on the 1st August. All right. And it's interesting, when the full moon takes place on the 1st August, it's happening about 15 minutes before the time recorded for when Prophet Noble Drew Ali recorded Our Authority out there in the Midwest near the Cook County Corporation, right? Illinois State Republic. So I think that's interesting to see that too. You know what I mean? Like the full moon is taking place about 15 minutes before that time, because it's about 2:52 post meridian when it was recorded, when Prophet Noble Drew Ali had that recorded. So, and I know that full moon is taking place about 2:31:27 on the 1st, from at least from the East Coast perspective, right? Mary says greetings. Greetings to you also, Mary. So, just in paying attention to that and knowing that, okay, well, if the new moon's happening late in Cancer, then if I wanted to plant some things while the moon is increasing in light, I can take advantage of Virgo and Scorpio, especially Scorpio. You guys can definitely take advantage of when the moon's in Scorpio. Even think if you want to, breed animals while the moon's in Scorpio, it'd be a great time to look at it also. And for me, as always, I'll say, using 25, like how when people are socially engineered to look at Christmas as the 25th of December. However, I'm going to look at it like the third decan of the sign of any sign has 25 degrees in it. And so about 25 degrees, right? About 25 degrees of Scorpio, Virgo also in Scorpio, from after this new moon. If you want to do some other kind of planting, even though I know some people are like, oh, but it's late. Look, you may be doing indoor things. Do it around 25 degrees Virgo and 25 degrees Scorpio to take advantage of the moon increasing in light for all plants that are bearing fruit above the soil. Anything, bearing fruit below the soil, you want to do it from the full moon to the new moon. So maybe even right now, you may take advantage of, the root vegetables. Maybe you want to plant some potatoes, some radishes. You might as well take advantage of that now, right? Like right now, like after this live, go out in your garden and take care of your root vegetables and stuff, right? Brother Sean, any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once.
Oh, should we ask the people? Remember we was talking about a workshop. Should we maybe put that out and see what kind they want?
I would. We could survey
hold on
very briefly. It's 10 people here that's joining us right now.
Because I'm 100,000 watching secretly.
Yeah, I know, right? But 10 actually documented, as we can see right now, right? However, what I'm saying is, a workshop, particularly for astrology. And, I and Brother Sean have been kind of rolling over some things, and, Are you all interested in a workshop? Put a 1 in the chat if you're really interested in a workshop and you're willing to transact the eleemosynary tuition. For those that need to hear it, you know what I'm saying, son? Yeah, I mean, for real, you need to hear it like that with that kind of vernacular. Eleemosynary tuition. Eleemosynary just means, what you give poor righteous teachers. I know we're not poor. However, we know we're not doing this for quote unquote profit. All right. We're doing this because we're providing you more than you can actually compensate us for. However, we're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot because we know our worth. So the tuition that you would be given would be the same as, supporting poor righteous teachers, so to speak. Even though we're not claiming in any way, shape, or form that we're poor, we claim abundance and receive it sincerely. How many of you want a workshop? Right? Peace and greetings to you also, Mother Sahar. Brother Seven puts a 1 in the chat. He would like a workshop. Right. And we're really thinking about, we do this workshop. It's going to be probably just 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday. We'll probably spend anywhere from 4 to 6 hours on each day. However, we're going to really make sure that workshop is worth it. So you're going to have to really think about, the eleemosynary tuition that you're going to give, because the numbers that we're going to give you and what we expect for you to be able to get from that once you're complete, you won't be disappointed. However, again, whatever workshop it is that we give, it's going to be based on you comprehending whatever our topic at hand is. Did you want to reveal a bit of what you may think, Brother Sean, you wanted to go in on? Because I know we mentioned comprehending, I think Mercury and Chiron it was. To a certain extent.
What was it? I knew it was definitely Chiron. I think might have been Moon. Oh, yeah, it was Mercury and Chiron. So I'm just now getting reference to kind of a couple things to speak on Mercury. So yeah, maybe Mercury Chiron workshop.
Yeah, because right? Mercury.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, Chiron with the wounded healing and Mercury is how we communicate, but I'll yield and let you go in on that.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form is this like the mental magician report. However, the incentive, you guys join that 2-day workshop, and we go in on Mercury in your chart, and what Mercury is actually doing in your chart. However, what's also going to happen is Brother Sean is willing, if I'm not mistaken, I and he are willing to make sure at the end of you completing that Saturday and Sunday, you are to receive as a, how you finish a party and you had a little party bag and stuff, you would receive a mental magician report. Alrighty, so that would be included within your eleemosynary tuition. So really need to think about it once we, really, think about the numbers. We're going to warn you in advance. All right, we're going to warn you in advance. 9 times out of 10, you're looking at about, and because we're going to go in detail, but you're looking at about maybe a little under to a little over 300 units in lieu of lawful money. All righty. I know we don't have to explain that iron bro or, we got to make sure we're splitting and blah, 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 blah. I know we don't have to explain that. However, also at the same time, so people will know that, we know what our worth is. I don't know how many of you have ever been to any other astrology workshop or conference. However, our Albion sons and daughters don't play. Remember, when I went in on a scholarship for a conference in 2022, my scholarship covered 1,300 units. As far as my scholarship was 1,300 paid in full. About 1,350, if I remember correctly, for that particular one. Because where we should be getting eventually, and this is what a lot of these astrological societies are doing, they're able to not only give scholarship for you to attend, but there's other beautiful things they give. And we know that 7 Hill Star, even though first and foremost, you guys can see we're Moorish American. So, you know, ultimately, that's who we've set out at our foundation to make sure we are caring for and sharing the information. However, we're here for the world. We're here universally. Since Prophet Noble Drew is at the forefront pertaining to our mind, is a universal prophet, and his philosophy is universal. He just came to us more as here at the North Gate, contemporarily termed North America, because we needed him the most. However, Prophet Noble Drew is for the entire planet. All righty. So that's what Seven Hill Star is doing, also what we've been doing. However, we just knew that there is a hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious people that are talking about how they want reparations and how they were the rulers of the world and had land and stuff. However, you guys gotta, you know, do your due diligence in getting back to where it needs to be. And, you know, yeah, you know, you like, oh, well, why are you guys doing this for whatever in a Cash App? Guys, at the end of the day, we're staying consistent because one thing, you know, we're scientists, right? Brother Sean said Jupiter's at 11 degrees, 55 minutes, experimental scientists. No, we've experimented with these last few years. We've experimented making it so easy for people to obtain. And we're going to quote the exalted Cyclops, brother Corey Bay here, where he's like, yo, I remember when I did free to little on my yoga classes, nobody showed up. Soon as I put a number on it that seemed like, oh, it must be legit, then people started showing up. So, you know, us being prudent, we're, you know, exercising reason and being prudent. That's why we are making sure we are recognizing the energy exchange that it takes for people to take us and what it is that we do seriously, while also at the same time, we're not, you know, casting the pearl before swine and shooting ourselves in the foot. Anybody disagree with what I just said there? I see Brother Seven, though. Anybody disagree? Let us know. Say why you disagree, right? Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree with what I just said. Put a 1 if you agree. However, when I asked about the workshop, Brother Seven said he put a 1. Melissa Hart put a 1. JLV put a 1. And I think Antonio had put a 1 also for that, right? So that's 4 of you already who are willing to be a part of a 2-day workshop where we go in on Mercury mainly. However, we will look at your Chiron also. However, we will probably 9 times out of 10 not look at yours. Even though we could. However, if we did look at the beings, because if it's only an intimate, you know, 4 or 5 beings showing up while I and Brother Sean are proctoring, you know, the workshop for those 2 days, then, you know, we don't mind if you want to look at your chart and share that way, that's fine. My responsibility, I and my brother's responsibility is first and foremost to always protect our energy and yours. So we don't offer showing people's natal charts. If you volunteer and want your chart shared, that's on you. We clean our hands of the responsibility pertaining to that. So that can happen in the workshop. However, we're going to take beings that we may already know, right? Maybe we'll grab a chart of, I don't know, Will Smith, or a chart of Kodak Black, you know, just, I mean, I know that might sound hilarious that I just said it, but I'm really serious. And us analyzing and looking at it. However, we'll make sure we'll find something where we have an accurate time, though, for whomever we
analyze. I did make a list too of celebrity, quote unquote, Mercury signs to go in, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I can make some posts, or we can maybe do some lives, or, you know, we can just talk it out. But I've got like 12 picked out for all the 12 signs. So I got Aries, I got Shaquille O'Neal, Taurus, Morgan Freeman, which that makes so much sense, right? When you think of a Mercury and Taurus, you think of, you know, Morgan Freeman, Gemini.
Because of his voice, right? Correct. I got that. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Gemini got Andre 3000. Cancer is Kendrick Lamar, which I've already got that, so I can make a post. Leo, Michael Jackson. Virgo is Dua Lipa, which I just went searching. Libra, Will Smith. I actually brought that up.
Gotcha.
Scorpio, Katy Perry. Sagittarius is LeBron James, so which already got that covered. Capricorn, Denzel Washington. Aquarius is Dr. Dre, which I've got that covered, and Pisces is Aretha Franklin. And I think if I got time, I think I got times on most of them. Some might just be general, so we can both kind of have like a dual nature. It's like, oh, we know where, house and all that, and then we can just do the Mercury sign. So some of those I'd already picked out just to have prepared. So, however we go about it. But definitely, we might just stick to just Mercury, and maybe we could just start going in on different planets, maybe, just however we brainstorm or where we come up with. But I know I've got some things too I need to work on, but we're always like studying, juggling things. But I definitely foresee that we'll be able to just be all in on just astrology. I don't think I've put it on the website, but I do have a session that I'm about to release that I've been making sure I'm not making sure, but just going through the details. But it's called Art, and it will consist of astrology, Reiki, some would say, and tarot, or tarot, as someone like to say. Gotcha. So getting all that in one session. So I think I've just got to make maybe a cover for it, but that will be up on the website soon for anyone that is interested. You'll be able to get your astrology, in which Reiki is just the energy healing. So based off, what comes through astrology, and also the tarot, for that matter.
I'm looking for your link for your mental magician report. Mary says she's interested in getting a session. So I just put the Mirror AstroLiteracy session in there. Okay, here we go. Mental magician report. I'm about to grab this link here, bro. And make sure I put that there. And it's just the report, guys. You know what I mean? However, because I know if you look at what it is for the report, right? The report itself. Now, Brother Sean, are you willing to go over with them for an hour what it is, or what? Because if I have to, I'll change the number, because I just saw what time I had there. But I know what time it takes for you to do it. I know we put 1 hour. Should probably put at least 3 there. So that's my mistake. Let me correct that, because I know it takes more than an hour to put that report together.
Correct. Yeah, and I'm definitely willing to go over it. For further clarity. Yeah, because the report is handwritten and hand typed. There's no AI, there's no auto-generated. That's pen to the paper, and then fingers to the keyboard.
Correct. And I'm about to put that in the chat also. JLV says Chiron, right? Chiron is the wounded healer in your chart. Also quite a teacher and a professor, right? You check the mythology, so to speak. Mythology. We put air quotes around mythology. If you go and watch, what was that movie? Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief, and their teacher, played by Pierce Brosnan, was Chiron, the centaur. And you check the story of Chiron. It's very easy, to check the, story of that. So when you look up Chiron basically gave up his life. He was deadly wounded, I think, by an arrow, by Hercules, by mistake. I think Hercules did it by mistake. And then Prometheus is who I think takes on the energy of Chiron. Look it up. It's not a bad one to look at, because the mythologies are really ways of doing their best to anthropomorphically explain metaphysics. Honestly, just like how the accounts in the Bible, right? In the Bible, pertains to metaphysics, as we share often, right? When you're looking at the metaphysics, and it means it's pertaining to your consciousness, tied in with your endocrine system, right? And that's the way that I think, according to my studies thus far, the best way for the Bible to be presented, so that people can see themselves without blindly being in believership, right? No need to be blindly in believership, so to speak, if that's a word, right? No need to be a blind believer. All righty. You should know that the Bible is a metaphysical book, period, that's tied to your consciousness, which is tied to your endocrine system. All righty. And certain thought patterns affect certain parts of the body, period. All righty. It's not about hitting an instrument, running around a building, and catching holy ghosts and stuff. I'm not knocking people that do that. I'm telling you, based on my studies thus far and what I share, and no one challenging it, that's what it's actually about. All righty. So just wanted to share that. And now I'm about to put the Mental Magician report in, the link for that in the chat also. Right. So we're thinking about a few workshops, guys. Just the first one we're going to start out with is with this Mercury. Mercury deals with the way you think. Right? If we did the moon, if we considered the moon and or Chiron, if not in another workshop, the moon is dealing with your subconscious mind. I think Mercury would be probably one to really look at, because Mercury is dealing with the way you breathe, the way you go about obtaining things, hands, travel, how you're moving about, period, even though the feet is more Jupiter and Neptune. Your local affairs. Mercury is the way you can think and communicate. I think Mercury has a lot going on. Mercury's at the helm. If you wanted to look at, a spiritual ship, right? Without, thinking maritime law or anything like that, or admiralty. We're not doing that. We're talking about a non-statutory ship, right? Spiritually speaking. Mercury's at the helm. All righty. So it would be good to look at that. All righty. Mary says, thank you. Yes, that's how it's spelled, JLV. Mary says, I'm looking forward to benefiting from your expertise and divinely inspired wisdom of the ancients. Indeed, appreciate you, Mary, because also for those that are part of lawfulliving.com, what we think, and we're going to soon advertise to you guys, so to speak, in Lawful Living, both in the Telegram and the website from Seven Hill Star. We are clear on what's going on with the law in your life. And I think that's what we're going to also provide, also the law in your life sessions. All righty. And when you book your session, we'll go over the law in your life. We'll look to a few portions in your chart specifically because you're a part of Lawful Living. I think you guys need to see the importance of how astrology is affecting your so-called lawful and legal affairs. I myself, normally, because I don't attract, those situations to myself, like in my first year declaring or claiming my nationality. However, when looking at beings like so-called lawyers, judges, I immediately go and look for their solar return. When were they born? Even if I don't have an accurate time, I'll cast for what I know I need to cast for to be able to get a general view of who they are and what I'm looking for. And now where I'm at now, with the knowledge where I'm at now, I could completely do what I need to do to neutralize opposition peacefully, lovingly, truthfully, and peacefully. All right. However, for those of you that want to know what's the energy pertaining to, law and legalities, foreign affairs of that sort, that's what also we're considering also as far as a report for you all. Indeed, Mary, I will look for that. Right. If you go to sevenhillstar.com and go to the About Us page, you can DM us. We have our Instagram buttons there. So it's a button for Instagram for all of our, pages, Instagram pages. When you go to Seven Hill Star and you book it, of course, I get an email, right? And if you guys don't know the email is very simple. It's sevenhillstar.com until I get the one for the website that says at sevenhillstar.com. So I got to figure out that email thing. But sevenhillstar@gmail.com. All righty, you guys want to, get me directly. If you're on Telegram, I see someone reached out already via Telegram. I'll get right to you right after this. All right. To respond to you. I think I saw what it was. JLV says, want to obtain a basis of education for studying. And remember, guys, we also have workshops that are already there too on the website. Of course, like I said, we did an experiment for about 3.5 years and had the numbers at a certain level. All right. Little to no response. So now you see these new levels, these higher levels to the elementary tuition. You know, I trust there will be no complaints. There will only be respect. All righty. And you guys will see what it is that we put in. However, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I don't mind, like how we do at Lawful Living, I don't mind us having a couple hour sessions at times. We can do them in groups outside of the workshops, I'm saying. All right, where we can just kind of go over questions and answers. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I could pick dates, like say, for example, those of you that put a 1 or those that speaking, like Mary, JLV, Mother Sahar, and Brother 7. Like, it's like, okay, well, let's pick a day to go over astrology. You know, like we do at Lawful Living. We got Tuesdays and Thursdays where we go over law. Maybe also on Tuesdays and Thursdays after that, maybe we can go on some astrology. I don't know. I'm just freestyling off the top of my head right now in the moment, just basically going off of the energy here, right? And just saying that maybe we can go over some things in astrology. You know, I still think it would behoove you all to have a basis. We've already done 101 workshops already that are already documented. They come in a Google Drive. So you would have to do your due diligence in going over it and pausing accordingly. When you come across something, let me pause, let me look like this. Because I also show how I study and how I go about things also. So it's not just like wham, bam, thing. Brother Sean, anything about me is wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, as far as like sharing what it is that I do, as far as, you know, quote unquote, sharing information / teaching.
Nope.
Kind of almost a little too detailed, maybe.
All right. It's definitely the opposite of microwave. All right. All right, you get that slow cooker. That's all right. You got the slow cooker results. You know,
crock pot. You know,
crock pot, you know what I'm saying? Crock pot, Instapot, you know, or smoking,
seriously.
or smoker. You know, it's definitely it's detailed. And you know, me being, you know, Virgo sun, like I love details. So I'm like, yo, bro, it's like, you know, thorough. And like I said, ye's gonna get what ye needs. Like,
yeah.
And it's not like we're not, you know, it's not a get rich quick, it's not a end all be all one thing. It's, you know, you'll definitely get the meat and potatoes, as some would say, or you'll get, you know, what you need. And even after that, you'll still be studying, looking at different sources, and then you'll still be learning or seeing things new. Like I can speak for myself, even, you know, I'm still studying. I know that this is a forever journey of learning and seeing things in a new light. So ye will never be stuck in just one mode of thinking. That's why we use different sources to assist one and their own thinking, you know, to make a new mode, make a new break in how they think, but having the different resources to back it up. And it's just nothing quick. It's a process, but it's a really beautiful process. And want to appreciate, as I spoke earlier, actually, about the tortoise and the hare, right? That, you know, slow grind, that, you know, steady, secure type energy of, instead of just trying to get things quick. And then one could do microwave results, but then they're not going to know shit. And they're going to be wondering, well, I don't know this or this and that. And it's like, because you wanted to do something quick, but one didn't appreciate that process, that time that, you know, it takes for certain things. Because it's, you know, it's in our nature, you know, to really want things in an instant, you know, to want it quick. So it's just it's a beautiful process to, you know, take the time with it and have the resources and study it and be thorough.
Islam, and shout out to you, El Kuma. I see Ty Correas. That's El Kuma, right? Ty Correas is the first being that has ever interviewed me on a platform. So when it comes to like history being made, right? The one that says my brother with the triple hearts, right? That's Tyler, man. Shout out to you, bro. Mary says, nice, right? Put air quotes around that, right? GLV says that would rock. And I'm sure that's probably pertaining to, you know, having 2 hours of astrology after 2 hours of jurisprudence exercise. So maybe we can do that. I guess, it's something to think about, you know what I mean, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or maybe we would do it on, Mondays and Wednesdays, right? It's a possibility, right? Like, oh, after Intuition Monday, guys, we're doing 2 hours on Zoom going over some astrology, right? Just a couple hours, and then we're out skiing, right? But then would that require me to, then record them, or just leave them as if we were, in a building unrecorded? These are the things that I'm thinking about, because now it's like, like, do we do a membership, a yearly membership now, right? Like how we do at Lawful Living? Do we do that now? You know what I mean? These are just things that, anyway, it's up to you guys, sort of, kind of is what I'm thinking about, because I know already on the website we have resources for you. And yes, they are a self-studying tool. They are, a reason for you to go by yourself. However, I also get that the energy moves different when everybody's together, in a Zoom or something, if not in a room, in the Zoom, right? I get that also. However, I myself, I gotta admit, I am an archiving type of learner too. Like, in other words, like if I go to someone's archives, I was like, what, you telling me I get to pause and then do further research on that portion? Hold up. I don't mind doing that. But I see also JLV says, she wants to obtain a basis of pertaining to education for studying. So I get that also. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people need to know what and how to study, because sometimes just studying, just reading something doesn't really give people. Sometimes people need to, hold on. Oh, that's how it's going about. Cool. Let me adopt that way of studying, and then you develop your own manner, right? Every triangle is on a square, right? All creativity is always based on a model. All right. So with that being said, any questions, comments, and/or suggestions going twice? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going twice. All righty. JLV says, where does one wish to invest / her energy? Huh? Well, I think JLV, I think you already reached out on Telegram, so you and I will connect after this live. Maybe we can even speak on the phone and make it quicker, so you don't have to keep typing back and forth, right? Just to briefly converse. That's how I see that. But first place to invest your energy is in yourself, right? And that's all I mean in someone's stories on Instagram. It's like, in 3 seconds, name 3 people you love. And it's like right after it was like, and you didn't name yourself. Like,
that's why I seen that too.
Right? Exactly.
I was like, me.
Yeah, I know, right? So invest in yourself, right? Make sure you love yourself, because when you love yourself, it's like the champagne glass pyramid at a wedding. When you fill that top cup first, then you'll be able to, pour out and run over. So let your cup runneth over with love, instead of you having to, spare it. Let you be so filled to the brim that you're just overflowing with love. So that's the first place. And then when you take your energy, you go, okay, I just did this to get this certain amount of energy to send to your CashApp, Brother Sean and Brother Hassan. Okay, now that I've got this finance or whatever, and I'm doing this, what's the benefit I'm going to get from it? And that's where we utilize what we've been utilizing, however, turn it up times 12,000 as far as the sincerity and making sure you're really getting it. It's one thing to just tell you something. It's another thing to show you how to exercise it so that you can fully comprehend. That's why the mirror sessions is paramount for me. That's the first thing I always speak on, is the mirror session, right? However, take it from someone who actually received the mirror session. Brother Sean.
I always say, tell bro all the time, I was like, bro, there's a few things that I took notes that I just remember, say it, it sticks with me. And it's beautiful, like, and just the process and how it goes. And it's like, yo. And like I said, for one, bro's like, be the change that he wants to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, I want this, or I want to see this like that. So I must be all of that. And that's why I, do what I do. And first and foremost, it's always love. So I'm always, pouring love out. And we have to relearn a lot of things that we learned from our childhood. We have to reprogram our minds, and we do a lot of things subconsciously that we might be aware of, that what they call like triggers, or ways to protect oneself. And that's just due to a program and a mindset that one has to become aware of it, and then two, acknowledge that, and then three, do the things to move on from that, and not be held down to those things. And it's a process, like it all is. But this is what life, or whatever one wants to call it, is a journey, a process. It's not going to be an end all be all, which you might learn one cycle, but something else new is going to present itself. But it's better to learn and end cycles than continue to be in this loop and really not understand why. And that's why we do what we do when it comes to the astrology, so that people don't have to keep relearning cycles, and to really save themselves a lot of headache and heartache. A lot of Aries and Leo pain, right? Headache and heartache.
It's long. You can't knock that. So, and JLV says gratitude. So guys, thank you all so much. We went a little past that just to give you that beloved service announcement. Right?
Give you some beloved service encore. There we go.
Yeah, indeed. So with that being said, questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice. All righty. Well, guys, this is where we say thank you. Share this with a loved one. All righty. 7hillstar.com is clearly where it's at. And, those, of us, that would like to be a part of the astrological society that 7Hillstar actually is. 7Hillstar Astrology Firm is I Am the Bros. However, 7Hillstar's certified professional astrology organization is different. That's where all beings can join and be a part of that experience. And maybe you guys here that put ones for the workshops, maybe you'll be the first members. Mother Sahar says gratitude. Maybe you all will be the first members. And we know also at the end of the day, since I actually developed, a means to do, certificates and things of just different things, right? And I see how the major astrological societies give out certifications for different intensive things. That's why you see on our website the intensive for the certification that we do, and it's an intensive that's already documented. Like I said, you guys get it in a Google a Google Drive, right? It's a Google Drive, so to speak, and it's packed with videos. As far as what we saw, the amount of videos that was necessary to go over what's needed to be certified, right? However, like I said, it's your decision on what you want. Our professional suggestion is always, first and foremost, mirror AstroLiteracy session, mental magician report. Those of you that participate in the Mercury, we'll come up with a title. I'm sure Brother Sean and I will come up with a title for that particular workshop, and we'll have a flyer and let you guys know when it's going to take place. Once we actually cast a chart and look when the best time would be overall for the people to have that energy. And we'll give you guys more than enough time to be able to get your resources together to contribute your eleemosynary tuition to us, to be able to do that. What I think is what I'm saying, you will receive a mental magician report, all righty, as a result. So that means that I am Brother Sean, which we'll get from you obviously through emails and when you guys actually sign up or whatever. And maybe we'll even, make it as far as something that people can sign up for via the website. Just right now we do things, hit us up on the DM, there are things you can ask for that we don't have on the website. You know what I mean?
Right.
We didn't put Synastry up there, and I've done couples mirror sessions. I definitely have. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's so much we can do. And so many different angles we could look at that, you know, to be a part of Seven Heel Star, you know, you're making a commitment for life for yourself, not to impress us. All righty. Because we're always studying, because we got to stay sharp. You know what I mean? So we always got to exercise our mind. So that's why we even keep showing up to, you know, lawful living, going over things that's pertaining to jurisprudence, as well as astrology and tarot, right? And other energy working resources. So with that being said, let's see who else. Zion Law School says Islam, Moors. And Mary says thank you. So appreciate you all. So, you know, guys want to do the sessions, just reach out to us. We're reachable. You know, I know we're on the screen. However, we're down to earth. You know, we really are. And we want to make sure you have what you need. All righty. Respect our energy, and you will see that what you're receiving is more than what you actually expected. All righty. And this is where I and Brother Sean says for you all to be yourselves and donate. Indeed. I think we went in for about an hour and a half, Brother Sean, which means we got through, because we've been getting the Intuition Monday done in like 45 minutes. So I just think we just took another 45 minutes to share that and go over that. And to you all, thank you for joining us. We look forward to really working with you all. All righty, seriously, because again, being a part of Seven Heel Star Certified Professional Astrology Organization is where you want to make sure you come, because at the end of the day, we are about community, and the astrological community is actually worldwide. All right, and maybe in, you know, a few cycles or so, moon cycles, maybe we'll start bringing in some of our colleagues that are not Moorish American. All righty, they have their own mindset of how they live their lives and things there, but you know, see how they look at astrology and share astrology. Maybe you guys would be able to see some things in their stories and things of that nature. All right. So with that being said, this is where I say, and I am Brother Sean on behalf of also the rest of Seven Heel Star, Brother Terrell Samari Bay, Brother Corey Bay, Brother R. Muala Bay, Brother Sean Aline L, and I, Brother Hassan Ghazio Bay. We say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, y'all. Oh, and don't forget, peace. Copper crystal canvases, right? Check out Copper Crystal Canvases, guys. Like, seriously, when you go to that About Us page, you'll see another About Us information for Copper Crystal Canvases. You guys aren't going to be disappointed. Again, that's where I got, this is one of my favorites right here. I love this ring here. And then, you know, I just got this this planetary bracelet. So it's like, there's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, right? Jupiter. There's Saturn. Look, it's got the ring around it. Look at that Saturn.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Uranus and Neptune. And I look at the rest of them, it's just Pluto, right? So get that from Copper Crystal Canvases. Also, check out that Instagram page, all right? And this is where we say to you all, peace and love.